Okay, want to share with you my PS5 flight stick that I modified. Uh, Very first, why did I modify it? The reason is simple. The y-axis rather principally both the one you can use here via the stick itself, but also the other one started jittering, then a little bit also the x-axis. So yeah, that was the reason principally why I modified it. And now thought it's interesting to share because you might have or get into the same trouble at some point. Plus, I would also have the idea to how you could make an own build flight stick and injecting this into dual sense controller so that as you currently principally cannot buy T-Flight hotels in many countries because they're sold out, you might have an option to get a very nice, actually even higher quality flight stick option that you can kind of create in a do-it-yourself style. Okay, but for today, we're looking on my concept that's still using the T-Flight Hotels 4 main board. So that because principally we need need a official PlayStation's licensed input device, needing a special chip, ensuring it's a proper device. And so I need like either something like a controller where I could inject it, which is the other idea, or in this case, just using my original T-Flight Hotels mainboard. But maybe we'll start from the gimbal. It's 3D printed. It's called Gimbalotl. I could also share it in my description, the link. I choose it because it has y-axis, x-axis, and the z-axis. Yeah, I just put the original handlebar here on. And yeah, as you can see already here in the control panel. Yeah, but by the way, it's not the natural environment of the stick. I connected it now to the PC for explanation, showing like you the video, switching to the companion app I built with cursor in a moment. So that's why it's connected here, like to my PC on my home office desk. Yeah, so that's the hardware most important stuff from electronics. I'm using Hall sensors for the Y and X axis. I think these have been called, I think it was from Honeywell AS 5600 or something like this. They principally can measure 360 degree angle. Obviously, I don't use 360 degree, but yeah, it's giving me sufficient resolution that yeah, I'm happy so far with it. For the analog input, I'm using analog one because it was a little bit tricky to kind of get like the AS 5600 in there. I think I would had to try to put it somewhere below or build some mechanics that would allow me to get like the measurement center axis. So I just tried it yet with like some magnet there and this analog call centers. It's kind of working, but I disabled it because it's not as precise as I hoped for. So something on my to-do list. Then Let's say the heart of my project from electronics is ESP32, like quite standard one. I think it's called C development kit, kind of latest version, I think. I'm not sure, but it's dual core, has some analog and digital inputs, 2I2C, and Bluetooth, even Wi-Fi, and quite a lot of options you can do. So the Hall sensors for X and Y are connected via E²C, and the Z-axis wire analog input. Yeah, then I'll have here a 4-channel analog output that's also connected to the microcontroller via E²C. And from there, the analog signals are then injected in the PlayStation mainboard of not the PlayStation mainboard, the T Flight Hotels 4 mainboard for the PlayStation. Yeah, I think that should be most that you can get the idea how it's working. So in short, I'm injecting analog inputs into the mainboard of the T-Flight Hotels 4. And as said, another idea could be that I'll don't inject it into this one, but into like a normal dual sense controller, which I think might be interesting for you guys if you also would like to get a flight stick, but it's sold out and you cannot get one. And you would even get a higher quality from the mechanics and from the sensors. Okay, switching to my companion app. Maybe we quickly start. I developed it with Cursor. It's a Flutter app, so it would also principally run on other devices, even though I just tried it yet on Android. So you could choose to different switch to different languages. I didn't pay attention yet on the translations, so yeah, it's just auto-translated with AI. I'll have some presets. I'll have here the device, so I can scan for the device, then connect to the device, and then it starts showing me here some values. I'll have here a page which shows the XY. I should at some point maybe tell them that the fix the orientation of the y-axis. At least it's a little bit unintuitive, I think, how it's done. But yeah, it's principally mirrored to how it looks in the T-Flight Hotels, the y-axis, and even the x-axis. So yeah, but if you just want to see it quickly, it's sufficient. Then I'll have this one. Yeah, it's a little bit duplicate. I think I should in like combine those. It was a little bit trying different visualizations, but should become later the same. You can see here over time, like how you move the stick. So giving you a nice little curve. So this is obviously not showing all the samples, but like to give you an idea. Then maybe first go next to the y-axis. This you can also use to do initial calibration. Here you principally just press center when it's in the center, press min when you're on the one end, and max when you're on the other end. Then you will have for the x-axis some configuration. And what you see, for example, right now that I did some configuration where that I'm using for flying F-18, so that I can more quicker have the maximum output signal, because I want to be faster in reacting when I do low altitude challenges. Then yeah, here you see again the calibration values. You could quickly swap them if you did the calibration and you realize it's kind of swapped how the axis should behave. And we'll have auto trim. Maybe I could quickly try to shoot, but principally you could define for which axis you want to have the auto trim. Let's maybe as example just do it with the y-axis. So assume you'd like to you'll have to correct a little bit that you stay on one level in a low altitude situation, or when you just it doesn't need to be even low altitude, when you just want to stay level. You could now press the capture trim. Now you release the stick and it will continue giving the same signal as before. So I don't touch the stick anymore and it gives the signal. And I could now decrease it also the signal. So if I'll press here multiple times plus, it will further adjust the signal. So you can kind of use it as instead of like trimming wire flight simulator. And you can also, by the way, if I'm somewhere here, I can just disable the trim again, and it just goes back to the standard. I also have presets. So, for example, now I told you I don't need to do the full movement to get the maximum output signal. If I would change to another Axsis config, let's choose what I called like stunt plane. I'll choose it, and you see I try to hold the stick the same, and you see it went down. This is because now I'll principally use kind of the full motion I'll have here with the stick. And you saw it was switching slowly because I thought that's actually a nice idea if I would even try to switch live while flying, that it doesn't change immediately the signal, so that I can still just correct principally how I move the stick. Yeah, this is pretty much the status. Yeah, would be interested if you like this project, if you're interested to rebuild it, then I would put a little bit more efforts into sharing really every details, instructions, how to do, and all that stuff. Thanks. Bye.